Hey everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room for another Show Me Your Shelfie video. And today I'm joined with Carla, who is not a stranger to my channel because I post all of our podcasts on here. We've just finished recording podcast 139, so she's been on here a lot. Now, before we get talking about your game collection, I want to talk a little bit about how we met. So we met on Facebook a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And then I had posted somewhere that I was doing a game night and you came and we've been BFF ever since.
That's right. And I think it was even only maybe the second or third time we gamed. I was like, hey, you want to do a podcast?
And you're no, like, we barely knew.
Yeah, I do.
And I was like, yeah, I do. Now, how long did it take for us to realize we have the same birthday?
2 years.
Right. So Carla, you have a podcast. You do lots of board gaming event in the Red Deer area called Car Treat, which is what our last podcast was about. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the most of it, I think. Am I missing anything? That's most of it.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I board game a lot. I used to board game 3 times a week with a group, but now it's more just different groups, and like, you know, I get invited to different places around Red Deer, which is nice. And then I have a friend that I met almost a year ago, and she comes and games her brains out with me every once in a while. We'll have like, you know, like a marathon a day, and she'll come a couple times a week. Sometimes
we'll connect and have marathon often. In fact, we have one scheduled next week.
Yes, I'm packing. I'll show you what I'm packing so far for it. But...
All right, so let's start with the tour then. Show us your game collection.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with my top shelf games here. So these are my absolute, I'm probably my favorites, most of them, but these are like my, you know, the ones I love to display. They're the big deluxe versions of them. So those are kind of my top shelf. I kind of have my Everdell tree, the tower, and the mountain that I do not rebuild every time I play. And then the bird feeder for wingspan. I have a little Carcassonne map behind there, which is like a different way to play that. And here's the top shelf of just another one of my shelves, and then I'll kind of get to my shelves. So these are a lot of my other favorites in there. You can see Grand Austria Hotel kind of behind the sign. A friend made that sign. It's really nice. You made me the meeple.
Yes, I crocheted that meeple.
Yeah, Ashley gave us the toques one Christmas. And yeah, so these are all my kind of nature-y games. Well, not all of them, because I have a lot. But now these are my shelves. I'll kind of do a big view.
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of zoom in on them. But so I have, these are, one of them may be a Calyx. I don't even remember, but I think they're mostly from Yisk. So whatever you want to call those shelves. And I have like this little... This one is definitely a Yisk one. I forget what that shelf is called. But the thing is, when John bought it for me, my husband, I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. But they are not deep shelves. So you can see they usually only fit my little games. And then I have like one in front. So it's like, I'm going to show you what's behind these here. Just some little secret games back there, but I have a lot of small games, and I do love my small games too, because I do end up playing those a lot solo or just 2-player. These are some of my favorite like puzzly games. I won't go behind every one of these ones, but these shelves here have kind of a theme. I sort of did. It's kind of changed in a bit. I am planning to move to the basement, my whole games room down there, when my son moves out. He's engaged now, and they are looking for a house, so it could be sooner than later that I end up doing that. But you will see that I have all kinds of rooms with games in it. So these are my shelves. Of course, my Everdell collection next to my big Everdell. I have a lot of abstract strategy games, so those are kind of that corner. There's some roll and write and dice cooperative games. Keep a lot of my nice Euros on the front of the shelf, and similar ones are behind it a lot of the times. Let's see over here on this shelf here. So this one is like a 4x4. The last one was a 3x4 and then a 4x4. Now I have another 4x4 here. And these are some of my favorites. Now this was a shelf I had kind of started with. These are kind of my older games that I refuse to get rid of because I still love them. And I kind of tried to do this one as a color shelf.
Yeah, I was like, there is kind of a color scheme going there.
It's kind of changed over time, but it was sort of like a red to yellow to greeny blue and then kind of dark at the bottom. This is a lot of my 2-player games. I do have more though now, so they don't all fit on this one shelf. And then I have some like card games on the top here. Now, a friend had suggested, actually Ashley had suggested she's like, you know what, this shelf would be perfect in your corner for your roll and writes. And I maybe shouldn't say what for, but I was like, oh, that'll be perfect for my roll and writes. But of course now I have more than that. So this holds some of my roll and writes. I have my little all play in this little basket here. Just the square ones. Oh, and then my 2 sea salt and pixies, but kind of those square games. Some puzzles that I'm going to be doing soon. And then there's tumbling dice. I have this other little shelf here. This is kind of one of my shelves. You can see it's tucked in my desk. When I record, that comes out so I can put
I was going to say, where do you put your legs?
Yeah, I pull that out. But it's one of my shelves, and I say one of them because I have 2. That is I'm going to play these or I'm going to play them again. I'm really liking them right now. They need to stay out in my eyes reach kind of thing.
Right.
I have my little game meter here.
Nice.
That's following. Now I have a retro collection. This one isn't as organized here, but these are all my back in the day Monopoly, my junior games. I'm saving for my grandkids. They're not even conceived, but maybe soon they will be. Yeah, and then I have my party games in here too. So they kind of they don't get great shelf space because they're just kind of Tetrised in there as best they can. Just a few puzzles on the top there, and then you'll see this stack of boxes. Now I'm keeping boxes because when I decorate my games room downstairs, I'm going to put some of my favorite boxes on the wall. Oh, this is also, I put my game mats here behind the door.
Oh, yeah.
So that was I don't even know what this was. I forget it, not a shoe thing, but it wasn't made for what I'm using it for, but that's what I'm doing. Oh, and then there's my little bag I'm packing for Mel's next week.
Yay!
You see, I have a crate under it. I may be bringing more than a bag.
Nice.
Okay, we are going to move into my second little games room. Now, this is more like a spare bed, but it's a really tiny bed.
Right.
Spare room, which will eventually be a nursery when my grandbabies arrive. But
nice.
Here are some of my most prettiest games. Well,
those are pretty.
The Post Curious, which I love, and they're so hard, but I still love them. I just finished Emerald Flame, and it's just unbelievable how they make those puzzle games. But yeah, it's such a neat way of playing a game. And then there's my Azules and Undergrove. I love Azul, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Here's my Lacerda's kind of bigger boxed, heavier ones. They're not all super heavy. I have Alhambra there. Ticket to Ride Europe. In the top, I have a lot of the small card games, which I've started another box for that. So I have a couple here. Most of them are expansions on my Shelf of Shame. which is these four and this one. And then I have a
Mhm.
couple expansions. So that's my little shelf of shame. These are the smaller Lacerda ones, the Bot Factory House of Fado and Mercado de Lisboa. And then I have I always forget how to say their Uchibakoria games, which are so beautiful and nice and heavy and just lovely to play. I have down here some baskets of some older games that I have. I guess Push isn't older, but like if you go in there, Phase 10 and those kind of things. Just some more tiny, the little gum box games. What are those ones called again?
Oh, the Paco games.
Paco games, yeah. Um, just some other ones that don't really fit great on the shelf. So they kind of get into baskets. I mean, this one could fit on a shelf, but they don't always make it to a shelf. This had been my solo box of games, but you'll see I take them out from time to time and they go on a shelf to play, which you'll see in a bit. These are a lot of my older roll and writes that are mostly just simpler ones. I have a lot of them. I'll show you in a bit here in this same room. But this one is my little Hunt to Killer collection. This is just a few of them. I love these games. They're just little mysteries that are kind of one and done, but with my memory, I can redo them in a year and will probably not remember. This is a prize for car treat. I
Oh,
didn't use it this time because it's more of a Christmassy game. Now, these are my mystery games. So I guess there is more of a shelf of shame, but I don't really count these ones because
they're one and done.
they're one and done. And I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I probably should count them. I have played this Medical Mysteries, but there is more cases in there. You will love that.
Oh,
So,
I want it so bad. I bought it
I
for my sister for
oh yeah.
Christmas. And
Yeah.
I should have bought two.
Yeah.
Should have
I
bought
might
one
have to
for
bring
me.
it and we'll try a case. These
Oh,
are
yeah.
my Halloweenish games in this stack, and these are kind of my Christmassy games in this one, so they don't stay on the shelf all year. And then I have started a little grandbaby collection here. There's a couple games. I have the little Everdell blankets that will be filling up my little nursery. And there's a few of the games up there. Now I have this shelf up here, just some more really pretty games that I think just look lovely. And then kind of my dungeony, crawly games that I just adore and love. And
Nice.
then this is another shelf that I kind of put games where if I'm watching a content creator or something and it's like they talk about a game, oh, I got to play that soon. So I stick it on this shelf so that I see it and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play this. Or friends have said, I want to play this, I want to play that. I put it on here so that I know that this is going to come out soon, or they could be games I've played and I want to replay them again soon.
Right.
Even like some little campaign games like Everdell Duo. I'm in the middle of a campaign on that one, a solo one. And then I have, this is my, just my little board of things. I put up a bunch of post-curious puzzles that just fry your brain. And you just stare at them until you can figure them out. But now I'm trying to find out where I can actually get the answers. So if I know I did them right. I have a little kind of setup here. I had started making kind of escapey like games for friends, but turns out I'm not really good at it. So I bought all these lock boxes and secret little rocks with like stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. And then I kind of didn't do that anymore. You have like one of these little
Oh,
weapons.
beautiful.
But you know what? I still feel like I'm gonna do something with it one day,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
make little treasure hunts for my grandkids or something fun.
Oh.
So I've kept it all. Now this little disaster here is I am going on a trip in a couple months.
Oh my, you're
The
physically
first
pulling
thing-
them down.
The first thing I did was think about what travel games am I bringing? It's my daughter's wedding too, and but
Oh,
I'm
you're
like,
funny.
Oh, dress, clothes, whatever. Let me figure out my games first. So I have to narrow it down. I can't bring these all. And I mean, the tropical weather is going to ruin a lot of them. So they're going to have to be like tile-like games. But
Right.
I do have, as another Hunt a Killer case that was really neat. I've done it like 2 years ago. So I think I literally forgot that whole case. I could probably pull that out. These are some like puzzle books that you've probably done a bunch of these, like the journal 29s, those kind of things, some like escapey like game books.
Oh,
And then
cool.
this one's an old one. I don't know if you've played this one,
I don't think I've
Eldorado.
played El Dorado. No.
Yeah, it's one of my first Kickstarters. And I had when I had Kickstarted it was kind of like Catan, but so much prettier. And so
Cool.
I Kickstarted, I got it, and then I don't know if I really loved it. So I kind of keep it out here because I need to retry it, replay it, decide if I want to keep it. These
Okay.
two games are borrowed games from friends, and they get the bed treatment. They get to sit on the comfy bed. So, friends, when I borrow your games, they always are well taken care of. All right, we're going to go into now. I call this my secret game room, and it's not a secret room at all. It's my bonus room, and it's actually a large room, not very secret. But I have over 40 games on this shelf, these shelves,
Yes.
and I'm going to run you through. And to me, they look like books. So I'll just show you here. This is what I'm currently going to play. This little mystery. It's called Baker's Dozen. It's a
Oh, that's
Hunt a
so
Killer.
cool.
And then under here, I have my little what I'm playing next solo. So I have a bunch of little solo games that can be played solo or are solo. This is my dog, Ozzy. He's very snoopy, so
Hi,
he's coming
Ozzy.
here. So I put those under there to see. But okay, my shelves. So let's see if you can spot some here.
We
I
got the
got
3 there.
yeah. There's one in the corner there, little art
Oh,
game.
yeah.
There's two right there. Do you know what that is? That's the
Well,
wine
so that's
cellar.
the viticulture one.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then
then
a
the
solitaire.
beach one is a solid. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And we got these guys here, which are some
Nice.
abstract strategy, and then the two cartographer games. So if they kind of look like books, I kind of pass them off. There's like Tile Rummy down there. There's the big Kinfire
Oh,
Lights
yes.
Falls that I'm hoping me and John will play it. We had started once, but then he got so busy, so we'll see.
Right.
We have Mancala
Oh,
down there.
Carla, you got to have that.
This one is kind of a trick because it's a literati, but it just
Oh,
looks like a book that way. So it's kind of,
yeah.
secretive. And then these ones just look like books, but they are my the collection of like little upgraded
Oh,
bits.
you're nice.
So
So all
they're just
4
a
of them are
really nice
bits?
little. Yeah, they're all 4
Nice.
different types. So we have like the foodie
Nice.
ones. And then up here, there's one little secret one behind the puzzles. Can you
Oh, is
spot
that
that one?
Canva?
Yeah, that's canvas. Now here, I kind of thought I was really clever putting all the final girls here with the
The
box,
movies.
which looks like the
Oh, yeah, it
VCR.
totally does.
And they just kind of look like movies or something. I got a couple games there, those solo ones, but so I got
Nice.
those. Have a couple up here, which is Paperback and Wondrous Creatures. There's a couple back here, and then these you probably wouldn't know are games unless you know that they actually are. These 4 are actually board
yes.
games. Yeah. Well, this
Now
is
that
kind
I'm
of a
like
puzzle
I
game too.
have slept in that room. I have not
Yeah.
known that there was so many games on your
Yeah. They'll sleep on the big couch because, like I said, the spare room is a tiny bed, and that's where we put Kayla. She's so tiny. So I have these two, which is paperback and hardback.
Okay, yeah.
My plays. Those are puzzles. This is the Ancient Games Senate.
Oh, cool.
Have this out. It's more for like a collection thing, but it is actually kind of a neat game. So this one and this one are two games made in like 3200 BC. They are way before chess.
Wow.
So those are kind of my collector ones. We have these two games here. I've got a crib board. Catamino. This one is like an interesting little 2-player game. I have my Sage Stones. This one,
Nice.
oh, look at the dust there, is a mystery. It's a hunt-a-killer mystery. It's a hunter's lodge. And so it's neat because you do open it and then there's the case, but I have to figure out this code because there's more evidence in there. I haven't done this one. I'm always saving it for the summer. And then I didn't do it. So I have to do it summer for sure. And then I have my big box 10 down there. And that's pretty much it. I've got a puzzle that I'm just working on here. It's like one of those murder mystery puzzles where you do the puzzle and then you kind of see out the mystery or whatnot. But
yeah,
that's about it for my games. I do have, oh, you know what? I have one more little secret one. I'll just come downstairs here and show you. My son discovered this. He's like, Mom, you could put games under here. So here's my table. Now, pull this out. Look, I can put games into there. So it's like, sweet. And they, it's just one side because I don't know if you can tell, but that's just kind of like a V in the middle. But those are some party word games and stuff that I have another spot to place. So that's basically my games.
Nice.
For now, scattered all over the house. But
that's hilarious. Now, Carla, you have games a little bit everywhere.
Yes.
Do you ever lose them? Do you know
there
where
has
they
been
all
a few
are?
times where I could not find them. Let's see if I can slap this up here. I would swear I had the game, and I'm like, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. And then eventually I had moved, some shelves around. It was tucked in the back on top where eye level I couldn't see it.
Right.
So it has happened. I have lost games, but I've always found them eventually. So, but most of them I do remember roughly what area they are.
Right.
When I do have the basement done, I'm going to have some sort of, like, aren't you doing that with yours where you kind of have like a shelf name
that's the
or
plan.
something?
I'm going to number my shelves and then they'll be allocated so I can look up what shelf they're on. And then just regularly do like an inventory, annual inventory to kind of remark them if need be. Wonderful. So now you mentioned like you play every day.
Yeah, I do play every day. Something.
Right. And most of the time you play downstairs or in the living room space there.
Yeah, either on the kitchen table or that living room where you've seen I had that one set up, because that table actually raises up. So it's nice. It's like, desk level, so I don't have to lean over all the time. It's just right there and I can, do stuff while I'm watching TV. I don't know if you could see I'm got the Olympic curling on right now. I'm obsessed with curling. I've been curling 3 times a week, so
do you have like a organizational system you follow that decides which game is where? Now I know like you had your roll and writes in one, you have your heavier games in one, like the other ones, is it by theme? Is it by
I did a lot of designers together. I have my Felds together, my Fisters, Uwe Rosenberg, kind of my bigger designers that I like typically have a lot of their games, but Danny Garcia, I have his all together, but then some of them, I only have a couple, so they're kind of more by type of game. Like I have a lot of my tile games down there. And then another roll and write section over here or abstract strategy. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm just going to go by designer or type of game. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'll learn from you as you're redoing your shows.
I'm like, well, that's why I'm doing this series is I'm going to look how everybody's doing it to kind of trying to come up with how I'm going to do my game. Because I've done them by color. It's pretty. You can't find anything. I've done them by size because I've been in retail a long time. You get the nice crisp line. Yeah. It looks good. You can't find anything. I've done them by alphabetical. You can find absolutely everything alphabetical, but it's like all, like the different sizes together. It's a little messy looking, but.
And then if you get a new game and there's no spot.
Well, and I do alphabetical by the first letter only. So all the A's are somewhere
Okay.
in the A's. I'm not
Gotcha.
going beyond that, right?
Right.
But yeah, and I know the Brothers Murph just redid their collection that way as well.
They did.
But they were saying, you know, like all their Lacerda games are spread out now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you like Friedman Freeze, where everything was with an F.
And it's all green. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you manage your collection?
Manage?
I hear some people do that.
Well, I do have a little cull section. Oh, let me just flip around. Okay. So it's not. There we go. Just this little strip here. It's like no, not there. This strip here. So I do cull from time to time. But
nice.
It's not. I'm not in a location where there's a lot buying in my location, so it needs to be kind of around one of the bigger cons that we go to, if there's a flea market, or if I can sell to the people in that city. You know, like if it's around FallCon, a lot of times I'll post my games and then you can pick up there.
Bring them there, yeah.
So I guess it's usually twice a year at Gobfest or FallCon when I do a big cull.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, unless I know I'm going to Calgary, Edmonton are two big cities that we're in between. And then I don't get a lot sold.
Mm-hmm.
So managing it, I typically just keep buying more shelves. But
well, you're in a similar situation as I am, where your kids are moving out, you're getting more space you can access.
Yes.
And I'm in the same, so I'm kind of slowly taking over more space as well. Yeah. Any organizational tips that you would like to share?
Well, I mean, this is probably an obvious one to most gamers. I pull off some of my vertical games and then I open them up and they're a disaster. Mm-hmm. So if you have games that do not have really good game trays in that keep the game, you know, compact and tucked in together nicely, it's going to be kind of a disaster. I just really like the looks of seeing a game vertical, especially face out. But I guess that my tip is, if you have one of those games that, you know, is going to fall apart like that, just store it horizontal, because setup will be a nightmare.
True, right? If it makes a setup longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Would you say, what is one of the challenge that you are facing with your organization system?
Well, clearly I have it all over. I don't have it all in one space, but that will be solved soon. Although I still feel like I might keep my closets. John's like, no, I'm putting my books in there. So yeah, definitely space. You know.
Yes. That's a common one. I could see that. It's funny because I didn't realize just how many games you had in that one room.
Oh,
like you're really,
I know.
Really
I counted them earlier. I think, and this is counting Final Girls 1. I think there was 42 in there. But then nobody knows that they're games.
That's funny. All right, that's funny. Well, Carla, thank you so much for joining me today to kind of show your game collection. I mean, I had seen it, and I stare at it every time we do a podcast, and I have kind of sneaked around and looked around, but I never kind of really looked at all of it and how much of the hidden games you have going on. So that was really cool. So for everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And next Wednesday, we'll have the next Show Me a Shelfie. So bye, everybody.
Bye.